There's a movie that brings together decades of sci-fi action expertise, iconic creature design, and franchise world building. Helmed by a visionary filmmaker hoping to inspire the next generation of storytellers to think bigger and bolder. A movie where Sigourney Weaver returns to play a beloved sci-fi character you thought was dead. That's what you get in Alien Resurrection. This is No Bad Reviews. 1997's Alien Resurrection is the fourth installment in the Alien franchise that began with director Ridley Scott's 1979 sci-fi horror classic, Alien. Resurrection takes place 200 years after the events of Alien 3, and even though it's the fourth of 7 installments, technically in-world it is the last story so far. Although Ridley Scott was executive producer on the film, like previous installments, he handed it over to an up-and-coming director, this time art house French director Jean-Pierre Jeunet, helmed the adaptation with a story written by a pre-problematic and quip addict Joss Whedon. The film flopped at the box office and it sunk the franchise into proper monster movie territory with Alien vs. Predator films in the 2000s. Scott was quoted in a recent interview with Fangoria magazine saying, quote, "I think things get worn out and one is always looking for a fresh approach to something as worthwhile as a good franchise, which Alien is. I watched it gradually die, and by the time we got to Alien 4, Resurrection, I think it was cooked and done, and the beast was no longer unique. And the more familiar you are with the beast, it makes it less entertaining in terms of why you go to see it, which is to have the scared out of you." But is this installment more than a poisoned bloodstain on the flawless original and sequel? Let's find out. So, who is this movie for? Alien Resurrection fully transforms this franchise from the prestige sci-fi thrillers of the first two films into pure monster movie horror. It's the first time where the audience is fully pushed towards sympathizing with the Xenos. Just like its 80s slasher cousins, people are watching this movie for the aliens, not the human characters. If you love Xenos, you get them in their full form just 30 minutes in without any facehugger slow reveal like the other movies in the franchise. They even made the heroes in this movie not humans. We're supposed to love the Xenos. So if you like formulaic slashers in which all the human characters are despicable and set up for kills, this is your Alien movie. And this isn't my opinion. The Ripley clone outlines this very reason why we're all here for the movie.
It won't make any difference. You're still gonna die.
In addition to the B-movie elements, the cast is full of that guy who was in that one thing. That's why Alien Resurrection feels like an Alien knockoff movie, but you're actually getting Xenos in this knockoff movie. In fact, you'll see the same plot rehashed just 2 years later in Deep Blue Sea with substituting the Xenos with sharks. They even have a kitchen scene. But besides folks that love B sci-fi monster horror movies, this movie is also for someone who's writing a paper on gender fluidity and sexuality. H.R. Giger admitted that his production design for the original film has sexual overtones, and Resurrection really takes that mindset and runs with it. From Ron Perlman's one-note cis character to the Cronenberg-level body horror, to the chemistry between Weaver and Ryder, and the weird breeding finale, Resurrection is full of symbolism that only an English grad student could suss out. It's hard to tell if this was just a crudely written progressive gender allegory, or just the French take on Giger's weird fetishes. So comment below if you'd like to use this as a reference in your essay next term. When to watch this movie. At first, Alien Resurrection feels like a great Saturday morning watch curing a hangover from the night before. But the movie gets weird, and if you ate Taco Bell at 2 a.m., seeing the Xeno baby won't be good for your digestion. I suggest watching this as part of a double feature horror movie night with friends, maybe paired with another 90s monster movie like Tremors, Anaconda, or From Dusk Till Dawn. Just make sure it's the second movie shown that way. Some people will fall asleep halfway through, and the night owls will get rewarded by surviving all the weirdness of the final act, and then they can talk about the baby Xeno the next day and make the people who fell asleep jealous. You should also watch this movie before you see the next installment of the franchise, Alien Romulus. I think it will be a nice framing of how weird and wacky this franchise can go. The final review. The pitch for the original Alien is Jaws in space. Alien Resurrection comes full circle when we see the Xenos actually swim like sharks that stalk their prey. While this film takes some weird turns, it has some incredible action set pieces and one of the best chest burst scenes in the franchise. Plus, the wild practical creature design must be lauded, and the baby Xeno is still creepy to look at for modern viewers. Plus, I think there's a coded, positive, progressive message in this film, albeit unintentional, that predates films that do something similar, like The Matrix that comes out 2 years later. This is also the definitive finale of Ripley's story. I think it's a smart, ambiguous conclusion that connects well with Prometheus, where aliens and androids return to Earth not as terrifying villains ready to wreak havoc, but as misunderstood creatures set to build the next evolution of mankind. Although Alien Resurrection did the opposite of its title commercially, this is a wild and wacky installment and still gives monster movie diehards and fans of the franchise something to squirm about. Thanks for watching No Bad Reviews. If you like this video, hit subscribe, like the video, and let me know in the comments which movie we should review next.